Okay, I think let's begin. The others will continue to join in. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on the Pinwheel project. This is our, our way of introducing and updating the rare hotels. We also call it the rare collection now. And this year there've been, a few additions. One of which is Shri Joraver Vilas. It's a beautiful, lovely. I know they like to call it a homestay, but it's somewhere between a homestay, a beautiful palace, a beautiful retreat that you could offer to your guests. We
भी
have
थोड़ा ध्यान आराम से
uh, uh, we have Paranjay and Mandakini from they're part of the royal family who it is their home and they are your hosts, to welcome you over there. So we have them showcasing the property with us. Just a little request before we begin, if everybody could ensure that, you're on mute. We will continue, through the presentation, we'll make it a little interactive if possible. We'll take in questions towards the end of the presentation. So do put in your questions into the chat. And once the presentation is over, perhaps you could, also ask your questions later then. So yeah, over to you, Paranjay and Mandakini. Let's begin. We can't hear you, Paranjay. I think we're losing network. Mandakini, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure. Maybe they've lost connection. Just give us a minute, please. Let me check with them. Yeah, I think they're just reconnecting. I think they just lost network. Just give us a minute, please. Sorry about this.
Hi, can you hear us? I'm very sorry.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
guys
we can
hear
hear
us?
you now. Yes. Yes, yes.
I'm very
Uh,
sorry.
Not problem. Yeah, so like I was saying, Paranjay, you can take over. Why don't you give us a little bit of a history about Santrampur and a little bit
Just
about your
wait.
family as well?
Okay, okay. State, Nine Gun Salute, which is based in the northeast corner of Gujarat. So we bordered actually Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. And our family is of the Parmar dynasty. So basically, our ancestor who started the line was the uncle of the famous Raja Bhoj, the of Ujjain. So when Bhoj was crowned king in 1010, the uncle said, "Okay, I will now start my own kingdom." So took permission from the nephew because the nephew Bhoj was the king, and came and established a place called Jhalod, which is about 30 kilometers away from here. And then from that, then we came to Santrampur in 1255 and established Santrampur from 1255. So Geographically, we are very close to Ujjain. Ujjain would be what, about a 3 hours drive
Okay.
from us. And Indore is also about 3.5 hours. What you see out there is we have a number of properties in Santrampur. So one is Shri Joraver Vilas, which is on the banks of a lake where we stay, and it's a small 5-room boutique homestay which we have set up. What you see right now is the old Raj Mahal, and the one on the extreme right of that same image is the Pratap Nivas or Hawa Mahal. So the Raj Mahal has been built over the years, with the oldest portions existing right now would be of about 1400 uh, uh, and till the early 20th century. Hawa Mahal or Pratap Nivas, which you see on the top right, has been built about in 1870s. So that's also
Right.
about another 150 years. And Jorar Vilas has been built about 100 years back. And it's on a bank of a lake, which is again a privately owned lake. There's a forest
Right.
in front. And we are, if people say that Delhi, the Delhi Ridge is the tail of the Aravallis,
Yeah.
then we can be counted as the head of the Aravallis, because I think Aravallis start from here, very
Yeah.
low undulating hills. What
Right.
you're seeing
Right.
right now is our entrance lobby of the property, and we run it as a homestay with a very personal home food. Uh, Staff is also the normal domestic staff. The cuisine is also what everybody would eat. The food that the guests eat is the same food that what we would be eating, and that's and the whole experience is you're more like house guests rather than a guest. This is one of the rooms, which is the Art Deco room, inspired by the Art Deco style. I think my wife Mandakini would be better placed because she's very much into interiors and everything. And food, I think she'll explain it better to you people.
So, hello everybody. Um, we have 5 suites that we have restored, to be used as a boutique homestay. What you see is the Art Deco suite, and it has these vintage Art Deco chrome furniture and light fittings, which go back to the 1920s, 1930s era when the Art Deco furniture was highly prevalent and highly fashionable at that time. So we have tried to keep a theme for each room. So this is the Art Deco room. Then we go ahead to the garden suite. Again, it has original furniture in the. It was restored by this. The whole palace was actually restored in the Art Deco style by this interior designer from Bombay by the name of K.D. Mistry. So we have this vintage Art Deco bed, the lightings, everything was made specially for this room. And it overlooks the garden, hence we call it the garden suite. So this is another room that we have to offer to our guests. Then, of course, most liked and is the lake suite, which is absolutely 2 sides on the lake. It has 2 jharokas. One is like a carved jali jharoka, which you can sit on like a window seat, and the one you see again looks onto the lake. So there are 2 jharokas on the lake. The bathroom opens into the garden, leading into steps going into the lake. Each of the rooms, again, we have restored a lot of love, and keeping in mind, what the furnishings and everything, keeping in mind what would have been at that time, we've tried to restore something very close to that. This is the Maharana suite, which has antique bed with silver furniture. Again, the dressing room looks onto the lake. That is, it has a vintage bathtub also. And this is the courtyard suite, which opens into the Neem Chowk, where we serve breakfast and dinners also. So each this is a twin bed, and all our rooms also have furnishings, the quilts, the cushions. They are all handmade by our in-house brand Amber Hue, which through which we are trying to keep alive the Indian shins, which was originally called cheat. So that you'll see all the furnishings in the rooms of that from Amber Hue, our in-house brand. This you see is the Kapchi room. It's a beautiful room with the hand crafted small inlay work of mirrors, and and you have these glaze tiles which were very again you'll see them in many of the palaces all across India. You'll see them from the south to they were made in Japan and in England. These handmade tiles. This is called the Kapchi room because in Gujarati, Kapchi means a small piece of glass. And we serve, our lunches are served here, and sometimes we do dinners also here, depending on where the guest would like to eat. They have yes, and yes, of course, this is again two sides water. There is actually a bridge which takes you into the Kapchi room, the tiny bridge. So basically, the lake water is coming under Kapchi room. So if you are in Kapchi room, you're actually sitting on the water. And so if you talk about the cuisine in Santrampur, as my husband briefed you earlier, we are on the Rajasthan-Madhya Pradesh border. And we are predominantly a tribal area. So the cuisine is an amalgamation of Rajasthani, little bit of Madhya Pradesh, Malwa region, which is neighboring, and also Gujarati cuisine. Because it's a tribal area, you know, and white corn is the staple diet of the people here. So tribals eat this, and actually this white makai is in the entire belt from Jhabua to Gujarat, and then you go towards you know, Banswara, Dungarpur side, all the way till Mewar. So I would say Malwa to Gujarat to Mewar. This pania is something, it's like a bati, which is eaten by the tribal communities in this area, and of course these tribal influences then seep into the royal kitchen and onto the tables also. And we had Parsi distilleries in when the you know, in the earlier days, in the state time when they're still ruling. Because of the Parsi distilleries, the Parsi families living in Santrampur were very close to the royal family. And because of that, so their delicacies also came onto our table. So patra machi, I mean, people come from all over to eat the patra machi that they make here because it's a little different, and it's made with fresh river fish because the Mahisagar river is so close to us. And so they make patra fish with a different manner than what you would eat generally. But yes, so that is another influence, the Parsi cuisine. Of course, traditional Gujarati dishes are there. So that is the food. Just to go back on the food a little bit, we also serve our lunches and dinners in the Neem Chowk, which and you know, under candlelight. So that is one thing, yes. Then I think we were going ahead to the Raj Mahal.
Yes, so these are some of the excursions that are part of the stay there. So you could elaborate on that as well.
Yes. So when you are in Santrampur, we, as my husband mentioned, we have these other two palaces. Raj Mahal, you know, was built over the years. As he said, oldest portion now dating back to the 14th century. Because the oldest portion actually, which must have been built when they established Santrampur in 1255, that unfortunately it collapsed, so we don't have that structure anymore. But of course, over the years they went on building in the Raj Mahal. So and it's a again taken styles taken from all over. So you will have Mughal architecture, Rajputana. We have the jharokas. You have Gothic windows. You have European influences. With a lot of plaster of Paris, intricate carving on the pillars. So on one side you will have a Gujarati influence of a beautifully carved wooden pillar, and on the other side you will have a European influence of a Gothic window. So it's actually it was built over the years. So as the ruler, according to their taste or the style prevalent at that time, they went on constructing. So Raj Mahal is there. It is not in a livable condition right now, but we have documented the property architecturally, and we do plan to restore it in the near future. And then we come to Hawa Mahal. Hawa Mahal sits atop this hill, which has a 360-degree view of the entire valley. Actually, we are in a valley. Santrampur is in a valley, so it sits atop. It has a old Mahadev temple there, and Hawa Mahal again is a property that we look to restore in the future. It is a small boutique property again, which can be restored, going up to almost 4 or 5 rooms we can get over there. A standalone property. So that's Hawa Mahal. We live very close to the forest. Our guests have the option of packing a picnic basket, going into the forest, going for treks in the forest. We send people with them, so there's a guide along to discover the trees, the birding life. Then we have, because the lake is private, we have a boat that you can go for boat rides, and also we offer something called high tea on the boat, where for a couple, where you can just go in the boat and have your snacks, and you're in the middle of the boat, and just go into a state of calm and take it easy. Now the Santrampur Thal, we go back into the cuisine, and this is a beautiful antique thal belonging to the family, which we offer to our guests as a meal experience, with candlelight dinner at the swimming pool. So this
So
is...
if you could just explain a little bit about the origin and the the relevance of the thal.
Ji. So, in the olden days, food was eaten in thals. So, original thal, of course, it's actually made in the shape of a jharoka, if you can see. Obviously inspired by the architecture of the palaces, and royal families, they like to have a whole variety of dishes, which was vegetarian, non-vegetarian. So because of that, this thal is something very unique to our family, and you get to try out our cuisine of whatever speciality that we have in this area. Yes.
It's a romantic setup which you can set up,
yeah,
where the couple wants.
Right. Okay. Next slide, please. Next one, Kshitij.
Yes, so we have this lovely swimming pool that we added to the property in 2023, which is an infinity pool bank on the private lake. So that is another activity that is part of another, of the experience at Joraver Vilas. What you see here is a temple ruins. It's a complex which is just within a kilometer from Joraver Vilas. It's a temple complex by the name of Panchratan Mandir, which is very unique because it's got temples which are in ruins now, but they date back to the 14th and 15th century, Vishnu and Shiv temple ruins. It's been identified by the architectural division of the Gujarat state government, and it's protected site. This is another experience for the guests to come and see these beautiful carvings. Unfortunately, it's in ruins now, but we try and keep the area protected as much as we can, and there's other experience for the guests to enjoy. Festivals are celebrated with the, as they are in all our families. Navratri in Gujarat is very, very popular with 9 days of Garba, which you see all over. And we have an ancient Kal Bhairav temple belonging to the 11th century in our compound where these pujas take place, rituals. On Diwali, they make these mashals, out of, actually it's a vegetable that they carve out to signify when Ram and Sita were welcomed when they came back from exile to Ayodhya. So this is a puja that happens, and our guests, they enjoy, they take part in the puja, they enjoy all the rituals. We also have festivals that take place throughout the year. We come back to, there is a Rewari Mela that happens in Santrampur in September. So that is something that people can come and visit. And actually, it's like a village fair.
Village fair, yeah.
So it's got a different vibe altogether than what you see in bigger towns and cities. Then, of course, Navratri I spoke about earlier, Dashera Puja, Diwali I spoke about, Holi. And what is most unique is that in March and April, we have the maua tree, which is revered by tribals in the entire central belt of India. So in the latter part of March or beginning of April, when the maua flowers fall to the forest floor, and the tribals, the local people, they pick them up at dawn, and they are used, of course, for all sorts of food. They are actually also used as a sugar replacement because they are so high in sugar content. So Maura festival is something that we are in the process of curating, so that the guests come and experience the whole experience of going into the forest at dawn, foraging the flowers from the forest floor, and then we make a lot of products with them, which can be used like pickles and marmalades. You can talk about it.
No, wilderness, we actually have quite a lot of leopards. Sadly, because the forest is so dense, it is not easy to spot them as such. But in our area, in a radius of like 5 to 7 kilometers of Shri Joraver Vilas, according to the forest officials, we have about 8 to 9 leopards staying. Plus, there is four-horn antelope, which is again one of the very rare antelopes, and it's very close to extinction because it's got 4 horns. We have a Indian vulture nesting site at Karana Dam, which is about 15 kilometers away. These again, vultures are a very endangered species now in India. That is our resident crocodile.
Family, actually.
It's in the lake, and they keep coming and going as they please. But in winters, you would 101% see them every day. There's a huge different variety of birds. We've actually documented them as a form of a book, which we call it Birds of Santrampur, with over 300 odd species of different birds, with some very rare birds also which visit or are there in the area. This what you see is the entire estate. On the left hand side of the screen, you'll be able to see Shri Joraver Vilas. That is the entire lake. On the right side, that is our Kuldevi temple, and this is the entire forest area that is all around. So we generally take people into the trek. If you see the hill, there's a valley behind this hill which is just across the lake, and that's a valley. And there's another hill range behind that. So we generally take people for a trek there. Even your mahua, flower pickings are done there. The picnics also are done there, which becomes a very secluded. There's no road, there's no sound, there's no signal of your mobile, nothing. You can just be one with the nature, literally out there. There's a different trees and surprisingly, custard apple is something which grows wild. It's such a novelty everywhere else, but it grows. Custard apple actually grows wild out here, and
Amazing.
the fruit by itself will nobody even bother to pluck them. They literally turn black and dry up on the tree itself because nobody even bothers to
My God.
pluck.
And and in the cities here, we're dying for them.
Yeah, it's crazy. Then Jamdar Khana is something which
It's just a concept for the different work that we are doing. As I mentioned earlier, the Chint revival that we are doing, that plus we use forest products to make different kinds of sharbats and jams and pickles and relishes, which we offer to our guests. So Jamdar Khana was just a platform where you can see and purchase products which are unique to our family and our heritage.
and everybody does farm to table, but very few actually do forest to table. My wife has been very innovative in this to curate an entire range of pickles and jams and marmalades, which are actually forest to table, which is basically something which is growing wild, which we have put it into from marmalades to rosella jam to hibiscus sharbat, made out of hibiscus,
Forest pesto
forest
Forest
pesto,
with moringa
moringa
leaves.
leaves and one tulsi. So this is her little baby,
Yeah, like
which is again only for mostly it's for in-house. We
Yeah.
are not retailing any of this anywhere outside. Even Amberyu, her clothes brand or the cheat that she explained, it's just here. It is just to keep the art alive and even the recipes alive. We are not a big market where we are trying to get the market or sell it in the market, something like that.
I can vouch for the jams and the chutneys and the marmalade and everything. I mean, my family doesn't know that there are these treasures in the house, and I've been eating them myself. Yeah, they're really good. Yeah, go ahead.
There are actually, because the whole place is on the lake,
On the embankment.
on the embankment of the lake, so there is a huge area where everybody gets their little nooks and corners. So if there are 5 guests, 5 couples, they will all get a little secluded spot for peace and quiet if they want along the bank of the lake itself. So this is like one of the points. This is again the porch, and
That's the neem chalk
that's the neem chalk where we generally do breakfast,
and dinner.
and all dinners are generally done there. Even in summers, dinners are done there, breakfasts are done there, except for in monsoons when it's raining. Otherwise, and people love it because again it's overlooking the lake, which you can see on the right, and it's a everyday, it's a candlelit dinner sort of a thing experience that you get. But that's just us.
You all are the hosts over there, so
Oh,
that's
yeah, the hosts.
yes. Yeah, so
think
this is a great map to kind of just show how Santrampur is easily connected to a lot of the major cities, and it makes for great routes and itineraries. So yeah, you can go ahead on just
Yeah, so
describing.
see, basically, one as there has 4 properties in Gujarat. Anybody entering from Rajasthan side generally does Udaipur. So if they want to enter Gujarat, they come to Santrampur, which is again 3 hours uh, away from Udaipur. Or if anybody going from Udaipur towards Indore or Maheshwar side, or to say Mandu or Maheshwar or Indore, they have to cross us because this is the easiest route with very good roads. So one is that. Otherwise, the airports, international airport is again, you have Ahmedabad as your international airport. Baroda airport is there. So Ahmedabad again is another 3 hours, 187 or 180 odd kilometers. Baroda airport would be about 150 kilometers. Baroda has now actually become much shorter because that Bombay Delhi Expressway has started up. So Baroda becomes 2 hours away from us. Same way, anything in Rajasthan, if you want to go towards Kota, Jaipur, because of the Bombay Delhi Expressway, which starts about 50 kilometers away from us at a place called Limdi, uh, you'll be able to reach Jaipur in Kota is 4 hours. Jaipur is about 6.5 hours. Madhupur is 5 hours. So you have that one track which comes down if you take the Bombay Delhi Expressway with phenomenal roads, 8-lane highway, both ways, no traffic. And airports are, you have these in and out airports. So it's up to the people who, how they choose. If they're doing the itinerary of Gujarat, if you come to, you enter from Rajasthan, you do Santrampur, then you do Ahmedabad, you do Dasada, you do Bhuj, and then you fly out from Bhuj. If somebody is coming in from Bombay, they can do it in reverse, fly into Bhuj and do the whole itinerary back in reverse, and then carry on towards Delhi, Udaipur, or Indore, whatever they would prefer. So I think we are very centrally located as far as connectivity goes. So we are not too bad. And all major trains uh, stop. Railway station is Godhra and Dahood. So all major trains are now stopping at these two stations, which are again 60 kilometers away. Road network, everybody knows about Gujarat, which is very good. So I think overall we are placed quite nicely for anything which goes from north onwards to Gujarat, or if somebody wants to go from Rajasthan to Madhya Pradesh side, which is Indore or Bhopal or whatever.
Okay.
We do a little bit of energy efficiency. I have 40 kilowatts of solar, so I think we are quite self-sufficient there. We have now done away with even liquid gas. We have moved to induction. All our staff, as I said, is local. We're giving them employment. They are all domestic staff who have been with us for years. It's not that they've been joined because this homestay started 7-8 years back. They've been there for years. So they are all like part of the family, and if the guest comes, they become like a personal guest of the family, sort of a thing.
Atiti Devo Bhava.
And guests are whatever. That's a tagline.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's fantastic. So just a quick recap. Shri Joraver Vilas has 5 rooms, very as Paranjay just explained, very easily accessible from many major cities. And I mean, plenty of things to do. So what I would request you to do is perhaps just give, what's a typical 3-night stay at, what would a guest do, if they come and stay for 3 nights?
See, the guest who comes here is basically come here to relax. They have had enough of the city, peace and quiet. So generally they're doing nothing. They are basically just sitting and unwinding, reading a book, staying in the pool, or just being. We do not even have TVs in our rooms. So even the children, a lot of guests come with their small children and all. So they are playing around and they just come here to relax. The ideally suited is 2 days. Mostly people are coming for 2 days, 2 to 3 days. 2 nights, 3 days. There are times in Diwali and all where people do come in for a longer period, which is like 3 nights or 4 nights also. But they are the people who do not want to do anything. And any traveler, per se, if it's an international tourist, the most ideal place for them would be after they've done their running around of all the tourist sites. This is a place where they just sit back, unwind, remember, and just take in and soak in India and soak in the memories that they have gone through in all the other properties and all the other places of India, which has been a very tight itinerary. 1 night here, 2 nights here, 3 nights here. There are few people who even forget as to where all they have stayed. I had a guest from UK who came in. They'd been traveling in Gujarat for 16 days, and I asked him, "Where all did you go?" So he said, "I'll have to look it up because I have actually forgotten how many different beds I've slept in. And this is the only place which I think I remember because this is the only place where I have just being myself and having time to myself. I'm not running to catch a itinerary or a timetable or trying to reach a place from point A to point B." So I think that's our USP.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, my visit there was just, yeah, I mean, it was a very quick one, but it, like they explained, the number of spaces that you can just have to yourself, quiet, and the lake is just beautiful to, sit by. You can spend the entire day there just reading or, just staring at the birds and the flowers around there. And, Mandakini really brings out the food and very, I mean, easily customizable. You can cater to all kinds of requests, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, it's our home food, but we do if somebody wants to just go in for a very light continental meal, we have that to offer. We of course prefer to give our home Indian local food, but we do have options. Our meal plans, our room plans are all inclusive. So you have breakfast, lunch, tea, dinner, all included, and as a in your traditional buffet system. Of course, guests can choose. Our meals are all freshly cooked, using local produce, which is available in the market depending on the season. So yes.
And we do cater to Indian different types of food preferences of maybe Jain or Swaminarayan
Vegan.
or vegan or
Right.
gluten free. So those sort of things, if we are informed from before, they do get catered for. Same goes for non-vegetarian food. So generally, we do ask our guests as to what their meal preference would be in advance because we don't have an a la carte menu as such.
Right.
It is something which is made, whatever the fresh produce that comes, the green vegetable that comes in the morning. That is what we are going to serve you. So if you ask us today what is there for lunch tomorrow, we won't be able to tell you the greens. Basic, yes, dal and all we'll be able to tell.
Right. So also, I know you've mentioned that there are 5 rooms. So how many of them can go into a triple occupancy?
Most of our rooms can go into triple occupancy very easily. I mean,
we have had
even
quadruple. We have had quadruple occupancies also because there are some people.
The bigger rooms can go up to quadruple occupancy also.
Okay. All right. And there's a question here from Nina Parekh. She wants to know more about the Mahua festival. when you are ready to, send that about. And she's very interested in the royal thali. Is that available for sale as well? The Santrampur
Yes,
thal.
yes, it is. So, Code Silver is a company based out of Jaipur, and they actually they are retailing the thal, and it goes all over the world. The Santrampur thal will be in home.
It's actually been patented also.
Yeah, and we've also registered the design. So it's a design registration that we have done. We've trademarked the design, and you can purchase the thal from Code Silver. I can send the link to them.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you can share the link and I'll put it into the email that we send out post the session.
Sure.
Also, your place is very conducive for small special celebrations and special occasions. So,
Yes.
how can you cater to that?
So if you are talking about
Like say an anniversary or a birthday,
yes.
Yeah.
So generally we anniversary and birthdays, actually I think we celebrate every day. There's an anniversary or birthday celebration. Almost every second guest that comes is celebrating an anniversary or a birthday. Or yesterday, in fact, we had a pair of twins, and they were celebrating their first birthday, and they had this beautiful setup under the champa tree, and then they cut their cake. So we can help them out with decoration. If there's something very simple and we can do in-house, we provide that to them free of cost. Of course, if they want something more elaborate, then we can get in somebody to come in and do the decoration for them. We can do small, of course, birthdays, anniversaries, and we can also do small functions like an intimate engagement ceremony. We've had people coming and proposing. We've had somebody come in and propose to his fiance in the boat. So
You had a lot of proposals actually.
It was a beautiful experience where they just went for a boat ride, and in the middle of the boat, he proposed to her, and we had people standing in the jharokas and kapchi room, and showering them with petals as soon as he got a thumbs up, and we knew. So yes, all kinds of things, and it's possible. I think it's a great. See, we do our rooms are lesser, no doubt, but if somebody's looking for a very intimate wedding or an engagement,
Yeah.
I think it's an ideal setting along the lake. Yes.
It is. Yeah, it really is. And also, please share your alcohol policy.
Oh, we are dry state.
Yep.
So there is technically no policy. So, but there are a lot of people who have permits. They do carry their own alcohol, and then we do a setup which they can enjoy themselves and have their own alcohol. But we per se do not serve any alcohol, and I do not even have a permit shop where I can retail or sell the alcohol.
So basically, if you're not a domicile of Gujarat, you need to get
a permit and
purchase your liquor in advance from a permit shop in any of the bigger cities or the district or the headquarters, and whichever is the nearest liquor shop, and then you can, of course. So yes, that is.
So that is how generally people do get a permit, and then they do carry it with them.
But having said that, we do have a nice mocktail menu to offer our guests from the Santrampur flour product.
It's totally mocktails.
And they're delicious. So, right. And there's a question here about, are hospitals nearby or a doctor on call for any emergency?
Have a doctor on call. God forbid, if there's an emergency, he's there within 5-10 minutes. There are numerous hospitals. Of course, the state civil hospital is there. Plus, Santrampur is actually quite the hub. In spite of not being a district headquarter, we are a taluka, but still, we are a huge medical hub, especially with gynecology.
Gynecology and
orthopedic. So yes.
So it's there are a lot of people from Rajasthan and MP who do come in here
for
surgeries or deliveries and all that.
All right. And your pet policy as well, please.
Pets are most welcome. We allow pets. only I think there are two suite rooms that we don't allow, which is the lake and the Maharana, and also in the Kapchi room and the drawing room. Also, because we are a, a smaller property, we don't want to inconvenience if there's any other guest around. But we prefer that they stay in either the Art Deco, the garden, or the courtyard, because they
open
out
outward.
into the outdoors. So the pet is also comfortable going in and out of the room.
Correct, correct. And just take us through the seasons, through summer, monsoon, winter, how the place transforms itself.
See, summers, surprisingly, summers is not so hot as what you would see. If we cross 40, 41 degrees, we feel that we are literally boiling. There is no loo. There is no garam hawa. You can be in middle of May, sitting in Neem Chowk with a cooler and fans, and still be good, because otherwise you cannot be sitting anywhere else in India per se. But obviously the hills, everything is dry because we have it's a teak sag forest, so everything shades. So you just see tree. Once it rains, one shower, after first shower, everything turns out so nice and green. And then monsoons are anyway beautiful. And then winters we do, when we have cold waves, we actually put radiator heaters in the rooms, because people who are coming, locals from Gujarat and all, they're not used to the 3-4 degrees, which it does become in when we have a cold wave. Otherwise, normally the temperature stays in anything lows of 8, 9s to maximums of 21, 22 in winters in the day, apart from when there are cold waves or at night. So we have little bonfires and everything. So the weather stays actually good all through. And that's about it. People think that it's going to be very hot. But it
I
actually
can vouch
isn't.
for that. I can
It
vouch
isn't.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we have, like, I don't know, wherever everybody's sitting right now, if you look at what I can see on my this app on my watch, the temperature showing is 32 degrees, which if you are sitting in Delhi or anywhere, it will be like crazy right now.
Yes, yes. Yes. And there are a couple of questions on the pets. Are they allowed on the boat rides, and are there extra charges for it? For
No,
a pet?
there are no charges, extra charges for the pet. Apart from the food, if they want some special food, then it's just billed as an extra
No, and
charge, but no charges for a pet.
And the boat ride per se is complimentary. 4 people can go in the boat, and that one trip is complimentary for them, so they can take their pet, obviously with life jackets. It's the high tea that you have on the boat, which is a chargeable experience.
Right.
Otherwise, a normal boat ride is a complimentary experience for any of the in-house guests. We do not allow any walk-ins, so there is never ever going to be an issue about overcrowding, anything, because we don't have a running restaurant. We do not allow walk-ins. It is everything. You enter the gate only if you're pre-booked.
Correct.
Otherwise, there is no entry. So that gives a sense of privacy to all the guests, also who are our in-house guests.
Right. There's a line from Mamta saying her brother from Vadodara had worked in the Santrampur hospital. So lovely. Yeah, I think
the pool is not heated. There is a question. Sorry.
Is the pool heated? Yeah.
No, it is not. Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. And do you get a lot of snakes around the property in the monsoons?
So yes, snakes are there, definitely. Not too much, but they are there. That is definitely something that one has to be careful, especially when you have pets. One has to be more, and small children, you have to be vigilant. There are water snakes which are totally harmless. They don't cause any harm, but there are snakes, definitely.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, people may think that there's a lake and there'll be a lot of mosquitoes and lots of insects.
No.
We do not have too many. There are no mosquitoes, which we are blessed. Insects only,
of course, seasonally.
Seasonal insects you would have, but you can be sitting in the garden. There are no mosquitoes because it's a live lake, and the whole ecosystem takes care of all the mosquitoes.
Right, right. Shruti, we'll send you all the details with all the experiences and costs associated with all of them. Yeah, I think this kind of covers up everything, all the basics. We're doing pretty good with time as well. So, any other specific questions anyone has, please feel free to ask them. No, I think that covers it all. So, thank you so much, both of you. Lovely. It's
No, it's pleasure. And we are very happy to be part of
Thank you
Rare.
so much. Thank you.
Yes.
All of you have a good evening.
And really, thank you so much for doing this, and hoping to see lots of our agents send you some queries your way and bookings your way.
Please,
So,
we would love
Yeah,
it.
we're happy to.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It was a lovely presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have
All
I'm
right.
sorry I'm not able to switch on my video for some reason.
Okay,
No,
no worries.
That's okay. Yes. All right. Thank you
Okay,
again.
see you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone. And thank you, everyone, for joining in on the Pinwheel project. We'll see you in the next session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kshitij. Thank you, Ginny.